Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and this week's video once again is an open collaboration with Jessica from the Walduck Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. I would like to say Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now this month, Abby and Jessica asked us to share about our homeschool resolutions. And it just made me smile because we're all, New Year has arrived and we're all trying to think of the things that we'd like to have as goals. And for me, I've had to go on this journey for the last 5-10 years of what I can actually achieve versus what my resolutions are. And I think pretty much everyone has to deal with that. This is what ideally I would love for my life to look like, and then this is what it actually looks like. And because of that, having gone through that a few times and being frustrated by not being able to accomplish those things, I have really gone to the place where I don't really do resolutions. And I do set some goals, but with the proviso that life happens. I've just had it so many times where I'm like, okay, if I set a goal and I understand that life will get in the way, or that my children might have different plans, or whatever the case may be, maybe they're struggling with something and we need to take more time on it, whatever the case may be, I need to be open and able to adjust the goal and the plan based on the needs of my family and myself. So I will give a perfect example of this. Was this Christmas. I had planned to do a campfire curriculum Christmas unit about the hymns. I can't remember what it's called. I had it printed out. It is currently still in my notebook. I was going to do a photo shoot with them with like one of those, like you hang or you hold it up. This year I got them cut and laminated, and I haven't got them on little stickers, but I was going to do a whole bunch of different activities. And did one of those things get accomplished? Nope. I think what happened was life. I was really, really tired after September through November, just getting behind on the marking that I needed to do, still need to do. I told you this is going to be an honest resolutions for homeschool. I hadn't gotten that done. There was a list a mile long of the things that I needed to make for Christmas. I'm one of those people who goes peeking. I am one of them that like to make presents for people, especially because it's it's more budget friendly, and it's definitely just one of those things where I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they took way more time than I anticipated. And so then you add in the beginning of December when I joined a choir, and so I had choir practice and performances. My girls are in dance, and they had their practices, and well into like almost the last week before Christmas, several dance recitals. And then I'm on the decorating committee for the church for the front. And so there was just so many things taking up time that I'm like, I was getting tired and burnt out, and I still look tired because I'm also getting over a cold, because why not? And so it was just one of those things where I kept up with our read aloud time. But that was pretty much it. I couldn't do anymore. And I got to a place where I was like, oh, maybe I can do that when Christmas is done. I was getting over a cold, so that never happened. And so there's just been a lot where I have to sit there and go, these are my goals, but my goals do not dictate life is willing to dictate my goals and whether my goals get accomplished or not. And so I've really had to learn to absolutely be okay with that and not allow guilt and frustration rule, because those are things that I think you are sliding. Those are things that if I allow those things to take over, then I'm going to get frustrated and I'm going to feel more burnt out, because it's a cycle. Like it's a big circular motion. You set a goal, it doesn't happen, you get guilty, so you set a different goal to try and it's just a circle of anger and frustration that I'm like, I have no time. Excuse me. I have no time for it in my life. I don't. So at the end of the day, I do have a few goals. They're very minor, but I also allow myself to have the space for things to not go the way I want them to. So I will share the 3 goals that I have for this homeschool semester. The first one is I would like to try and wake up by 9 o'clock. Now, why this one is hard for me is because if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know that I have an autistic son, the one who was interrupting and saying I was saying people wrong. He didn't hear. He is autistic, and what happens with autistic children a lot of time is they have trouble sleeping. Darian has trouble falling asleep before 1-2 o'clock in the morning. I am so thankful and so blessed because I know of families who their children about once a month don't sleep for 3 days. So I will take a little bit, but I'm also one of those people that needs a lot more sleep than the average bear to be conscious and available and all of that. And so usually I'm getting up at around 10. My girls have eaten, they've done some of their morning subjects and stuff already. I would like to be up at 9 so that I can be a little bit more on the ball, get things done a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. But I'm also very aware that that may not happen all of the time, and I have to be okay with that. My second goal is I am feeling the walls of my house get smaller and smaller. Since we started homeschooling, the organizational stuff hasn't been working as well because I need to bring in more books. Our current library doesn't have stuff that's reliable. And I don't have the mental capacity to make sure which book is late and which one is on time and all of that kind of stuff. So I buy the books that we use. But it definitely is, our house is closing in on us. And so I need to somehow, some way, find ways to pluck things away and put things away a little bit better. So that's a goal. But if I'm perfectly honest, I don't know when that's going to happen. There are a few things that I can do, I know, that will help with that, but it's one of those things where logistically I need to kind of go, okay, what's the best way to do this? And we are in the process of thinking of possibly moving, but a few things have to happen first, and so I need to make this situation work for us right now. Last thing that I have for a goal is just to be more on top of the marking. I used to have a system where I would do it on Sundays. Now I'm taking my daughter to youth group, and sometimes they have the parents be involved in youth group. And so that was the other thing that was happening at Christmas, all of that. So it's one of those things where I might have to change that routine so that I can stay on top of marking. IEW is my nemesis as far as marking goes, because it takes a lot of time, and I'm also the editor for the girls, and so I've already done 2 hours of that, and then to go back and do several more, I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I have I think six of their writings to mark. So I want to be more on top of that, more checking in with them on their math, making sure that I'm more on top of that kind of stuff. But I'm also very aware that life will get in the way, and I have to be able to adjust with that. So I'm sharing this very honest resolution because I really truly feel like I'm not the only one, especially if you have typical children and special needs children that you are doing stuff with, that yeah, your goals some days, like, you know what, not this Christmas, but last Christmas, Darian had a dental appointment that knocked me flat because it was so stressful. So life is going to get in the way of so much of the things, and I'm really trying to teach my children, specifically my middle daughter, who's like, we're gonna be late, that life is going to get in your way, not because it's trying to cause consternation, but it just is going to do that. And you need to be able to be flexible enough to deal with whatever comes and be happy and content and joyful despite circumstances. And so having goals is a good thing, but they cannot allow you to spiral in frustration when they are not met. And so that's just a lesson that I've had to learn, and I hope it's helpful for you, because I know what it was like to just be so frustrated. And I still get frustrated because I'm like, oh, if this was happening and this was happening, it would be so much better. But I can't change those, I can't fix those, I don't have control over that. So I need to be able to just give it to God and say, Lord, what are the priorities you want me to focus on? These goals that I have, is there a way that you can show me the wisdom and the guidance to actually get these things accomplished, or are they superfluous in the grand scheme of things? So I hope that this has been helpful. Please check below for the playlist. I am so excited to watch the other ladies talk about their resolutions and maybe how they handle the frustration of not actually accomplishing things. It's been a delight to be able to hear the voices of other mamas who may be very far away. I have one mama friend who, she has a special needs child, and she's amazing at what she accomplishes, but there are things where we need to adjust and we need to change. And I make the joke that once you think you've got it, you need to adjust again, because that's what our kids need. And so God's been working on me to be a rubber band of flexibility. So I guess that's my prayer for you, is that if you are in that place, that he will give you the wisdom and the guidance to become that flexible as well. So thank you so much to Jessica and Abby for opening this collaboration up, and I pray that this brand new year is one where you feel the joy of the Lord, the peace of the Lord as you homeschool your kids. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.